Today we're going to be talking about a renovation loan called the FHA 203K loan. I'm going to talk about 6 different things that you need to know about this loan. We're going to also talk about the 9 steps in order to get to that loan. And then at the very end, we are going to be watching a little testimony. It's a little bonus to this. A client of mine actually used a 203K loan, and they just wanted to share just a minute-long version of their testimony and what that entailed. So we're going to get to all of this right now. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn all there is to know about Kansas City, eating, sleeping, where to live, neighborhoods, suburbs, all things Kansas City, then subscribe to this channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn about what I post. Hi, my name is Anita Cordell, and I am a real estate agent of 20 years here in this city, and I love helping people just like you to make their transitions, whether that's moving into the city, moving out of the city, whether that's buying an investment property, renovating, whatever. So I wanted to let you know that I love helping people make their transitions. And also, I have a huge network of agents all across the country and even into Canada. And so if you have a need to move into another market, or you're in another market and you're watching this video and you need a real estate agent in your market, I have a wonderful network of top-notch agents, and I would love to help you find one and get your goals met. Before we go into the 6 things that you need to know about an FHA 203K loan, we're going to talk about what exactly it is. So it's really basic. It's a very simple definition. It is an FHA loan that allows for home buyers or homeowners to build in the cost of the renovation process into one single mortgage. The first thing that you need to know about a FHA 203K loan is the fact that there are 2 different types of this loan. The first one is a standard and the second one is a limited. The limited one has a maximum loan value of $35,000 for renovations. So there are some extra restrictions, and we're not going to go into that one. We're going to mostly focus on this second kind. This is called a standard FHA 203K loan. The standard one has no limits except for the FHA loan limit that is in your county. So there might be some areas of the United States that have higher price points, and there are some areas that have lower price points. So one county may be a little bit higher in their allotted FHA loan limits. So you'll want to know what that FHA loan limit is in your county. The average price around the United States is usually around the mid 300s. So say you purchased a property that was $300,000 and it needed $50,000 worth of renovations, you would be at that cap if your county had a loan limit of $350,000. Another thing that you should be aware of regarding the standard 203K is that it requires a lot more documentation than the limited one. There are more restrictions and it takes longer. The second thing that you need to be aware of is the fact that this is not a 100% loan. That is a VA loan. This is exactly the same as an FHA. So if you are getting an FHA loan and you qualify for an FHA loan, is 3.5% of your credit score is above 580, and that's the same thing with the 203K. So say you are purchasing that, you know, a property that's $200,000 and it requires $50,000 of renovating costs, then your total amount invested in that is $250,000. That would be your loan amount. So when you close, you need to bring 3.5% of the $250,000. The third thing that you need to know is this is not easy. So it is a good option though for somebody who qualifies for an FHA loan and they're able to get into a property that they might not otherwise be able to get into. So meaning that a lot of times people come to me and they say, oh my goodness, renovation looks so fun, it looks so amazing, I'm watching HGTV and these other house renovating TV shows and I want to do that. Well, I'm just telling you this, that doing a 203K loan has great benefits because it's allowing homeowners and home buyers to get into a property and build in the cost of the renovating, but it is not easy. It is hard. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And so I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that. Also too, one of the questions that I get a lot is, can I do my own work? So that is a maybe. It depends. So here's one of the things. FHA does require that all the contractors be licensed and that they're full-time, they have their own tools, and they are truly insured contractors. If you can prove that you meet those qualifications, then you have a very high chance at getting approved. Now, it does depend on you. It depends on how you prove. It depends on also the lender. So there are some steps that you would have to take in order to get approved. I have spoken with several lenders out there that do participate in the 203K programs. And when this question comes up and they confirm that the person, the contractor who's doing all the work has to be licensed and insured, there is a 10% sweat equity allowance. So there are some lenders that actually allow for the home buyer to do 10% of that work. Now, when it comes to doing all of the repairs, there are certain things that you can and cannot do on a 203K loan. In a normal FHA home purchase, the appraiser is going to look for things like chipped paint. They're going to look for health and safety things. They want to make sure that the house meets when it comes to safety requirements. Now I'm just going to go through the list of things that you can do when you get the 203K loan. The first thing you can do is a structural alteration or reconstruction. Second thing you can do is making any kind of modernization and improvements in the home's function, like a new kitchen, new counters, new cabinets, those kinds of things. You can do that. Third thing is eliminating of health and safety hazards, changes that improve the appearance, reconditioning or replacing plumbing, installing a well or a septic system. You can add or replace the roofing, gutters, and downspouts. You can add or replace the floors and or floor treatments, major landscaping work and site improvements. You can enhance the accessibility for a disabled person, and you can make energy conservation improvements. All of the things that I just listed are right off of the HUD website, where they are describing some of the things that you can or cannot do when it comes to 203K loans. So you can go right there and read again if you wanted to do that. I know I mentioned this earlier, but number 4, you cannot just go and pick up a home and say, oh my goodness, I just want to go and do all this work. It's going to be so much fun. You cannot do that. You have to be licensed and insured, and that's the 4th thing. I know I mentioned it before, but they are able to lend up to 110% of the future value of the property. You can get that much of the loan, but I just wanted to reiterate that you have to have licensed contractors who are insured. Along with number 4, it is so vital for you to be able to partner with contractors. And it's really important for you to interview several different contractors, especially ones that know exactly what the 203K program will entail. So if you're interviewing these contractors, it's certainly a bonus to find contractors who have actually done the process, who have done this work and have helped buyers get into a home with the 203K program. Number 5. As I mentioned before, it is so difficult. It is not an easy process, and it takes longer than a regular FHA loan because it's not called a clean loan. A lot of lenders will say that a loan will take 30 to 45 days to get finished because those are clean loans. This one will take at least 60 to 90 days. And the testimony that you're going to hear, it took a little longer. So I just wanted to let you know and be aware that it will take longer than a normal loan process. So after you close, you want to make sure that you are still in a place where you can stay throughout the process. You can, make sure that you don't give your notice on your apartment, because then you will not be able to move into the property until it's done or close to being done. And speaking of the length of time that it takes, you also want to make sure that you have to begin the process within 30 days of closing, and you have to be done with the process within 6 months of closing. One more thing to make note of is on the 203K, your interest rates may be a little higher, but the reality of it is this is one great option for people to be able to get into a home with a 203K FHA loan. Also, too, look at your other options. You know, if you can qualify for a conventional loan and you have a lot of cash, then this might not be the best option for you. Or if you have another credit line or some other means of paying for it, then that may actually be better for you. But this is such a great option, even if your interest rate is just a little bit higher than a normal FHA loan. And number 6, I want you to know that not all lenders do the 203K. I think I mentioned it before. That is so important when you're looking for a lender. Get several different options. Get how much experience they have. Work out your lending options before you even make the decision to do this, because you want to know how much your interest rates are going to be, what it actually entails. Talk to the lender, make sure that you're able to work out that relationship with them, and then work out how the details are going to go. So you want to just make sure that if you're pre-approved with one lender, they might not actually be able to do the 203K. They might not be tapped into that. So just make sure that you are aware of these things before you even begin and make that decision. All right, so the order of events on how you go. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a real estate agent, letting them know that you are open to the 203K loan. Your real estate agent actually may have several lenders that do those 203Ks. And then the second step is actually applying for the loan. Third step is you're getting under contract. That means you're running around looking at the houses and you find one that you want to renovate. You get it under contract with your real estate agent, you're negotiating the price, and you're on your way to getting that property. Fourth step is you're finding contractors. Now, my advice to you is to interview, like I mentioned before, interviewing, 2, 3, 4 contractors at the time, asking them questions like, have you ever done a 203K? Have you ever done this type of a loan before? What's the process from your experience? Are you willing to do that with me? Again, because it is grueling and it's a lot of work. So finding a contractor. The fifth step is having that contractor giving you bids. Now these bids have to be itemized, like what walls are getting painted and how many of them are, and what walls are getting torn down, and what exactly is the whole entire scope of the work I'm doing. All of that has to be itemized for the lender. Sixth step is you go ahead and you start the regular loan process. You are actually getting an FHA loan, so the FHA loan process is no different. You're going to be giving the documentation to the lender, your paycheck stubs, your bank statements, your tax statements, your tax returns. All of that is all the same. You are going to be just working through the loan process to make sure you head towards close. Then you close on the property, and then the eighth step is you start to begin doing all of the repairs. And then the ninth step is you move in. I just wanted to give the highlight of this 203K loan program because it is an option for FHA buyers. And now, before I end this video, I want you to hear from one of my clients who actually did this loan program. They were troopers. They pushed through. There were several times that they wanted to quit, but they didn't. It was frustrating, and the lender that they used was extra slow and almost killed the deal several times, but we made it through, and they are so happy, and they are still in the property to this day. So here's their testimony.
The one thing I want to say about Anita is that throughout the whole process, she had hopes for us in this house, even when we didn't. It took a long time for us to get here, and Anita went above and beyond what we expected out of any realtor to help us close, and we're very appreciative for that.
The type of loan we got was a 203K renovation loan for first-time home buyers, which that in itself was a struggle just because of the type of loan that we got. We had a lot of ups and downs. We had 7 months worth of trouble, 5 closing dates. We threw in the towel twice and got very frustrated, and Anita always stayed positive, always was encouraging, called contractors, called lenders, enlisting agents. She went above and beyond anything we would have expected from a realtor, and we recommend her for anybody in the future, or first-time home buyer, or anyone that knows the ropes. Anita's your girl.
Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope this video is giving you a lot of more information than what you had even imagined, and I hope you enjoyed the testimony. Remember, to buy or sell, call Anita Cordell, #AnitaHome, because there's no place like home. My contact information is below, so if you want to reach out to me, whether it's texting, emailing, calling, I would love to answer any more of your questions, and I would love to help you get into a home. Have a good day.